A man is dead after being hit by a car in Rockford this morning. The investigation into the fatal crash.
Plus, some State Line students introduced to the world of aviation. A look at a career day at the Poplar Grove Airport.
And supporting children in need this holiday season. The kickoff to our local Teddy Bear Drive.
Live from WTVO 17. This is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. We thank you for being here. Right now at 5, Rockford police are investigating a traffic death after a driver hit and killed a man. This
happened around 5:30 this morning. Officers were called to East State and Dempster. They found a 63-year-old man critically injured due to the crash. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Neither the driver nor the victim have been identified and no charges have been announced. Local students are getting a look into the world of aviation. Belvedere High Schoolers toured Poplar Grove Airport for Career Day today.
Eyewitness News reporter Rico Holling was there and talked to a few students about their experience. Rico?
So Wendell, Mimi, I talked to everyone today and they all shared the same reaction. Pure excitement for what their future careers could hold. 40 students from Belvedere and Belvedere North High Schools took a tour today for Career Day through the Poplar Grove Airport. It's a private airport that specializes in repairing engines. They learned that the process along with everything pilots need to know before taking flight. Students said that the experience was eye-opening.
Looking at all the equipment and all the engines and stuff and how they build it, like Wyatt said, like it's incredibly detailed, and you know, like I've worked on some cars, but this is just, I mean, compared to a car, it's just a lot more, it's cooler to me, it's more interesting. So.
And at 6, you can hear more from students on their in-depth look at the aviation field. Wendell?
Rico, thank you. The city of Rockford is launching a new program to support the local economy. It's called the Business Advancement Program. The initiative offers loans to qualifying businesses operating within Rockford's city limits. Officials hope the program will create more local jobs. The 5-year forgivable loans are only available to only for-profit companies to use for projects associated with business advancement. The money may not be used for construction projects of any kind. Applications open on December 1st and close on New Year's Eve. An information webinar about the project will take place Wednesday morning at 10. For more information on that, you can just head to the City of Rockford's website.
A local church continues its tradition of helping families put food on the table this Thanksgiving. Volunteers with Christ United Methodist Church spent the morning loading up baskets to go to local families in need. The event was hosted in partnership with 11 different area organizations. Full Thanksgiving meals were put in each basket along with a week's worth of groceries. Last year, organizers handed out 150 of these baskets. This year, they handed out 175.
We just know that there's a lot of struggling with food, and especially this year it's been really hard with the SNAP benefits. So we decided that's why we did increase it the 25 extra baskets. And it's just, we know these agencies work with families that just can't provide for themselves, and we just think it's a good thing to give back to the community.
This is the church's 46th Thanksgiving handing out baskets.
Health experts are warning tonight about traveling for Thanksgiving because it raises the risk of getting sick. Health experts with Cleveland Clinic say as people are traveling and driving or flying together for the holidays, just be more aware of your surroundings. Experts recommend washing your hands regularly, wiping down surfaces that are shared, and getting vaccinated if you haven't yet this season.
It's that time of year where we need to think about getting our flu vaccine and consider getting our COVID vaccine, especially for those that are elderly or have a compromised immune system. And I always like to add too, don't just consider about your own health status, but think about the health status of those around you.
If you're traveling internationally, it's best obviously to consult with your doctor to see if any other precautions are needed, such as a measles booster. If you are traveling for Thanksgiving, you'll be paying a little bit more to fill up. According to Gas Buddy, the average cost per gallon in Rockford, $3.05. That's up from last week and 2 cents more than the national average. Experts say prices could drop in the coming weeks as we approach Christmas. You can find a map of stations, most of them in our area, and their prices on our website, mystateline.com.
Bringing joy to kids spending the holidays in hospitals or shelters. That's the goal of the annual Teddy Bear Drive. Eyewitness News, along with the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office and Hard Rock Casino Rockford, are collecting new unwrapped teddy bears. Once collected, the Sheriff's Office will bring the bears to local hospitals and organizations who work with kids.
It's very important, I feel, when you give back to the community, whatever job you're doing, whether it's the Channel 17, whether it's Hard Rock or the Sheriff's Department, it's a sense of giving. And I always say, we serve them, they don't serve us. And that's part of service, and that's giving back.
You can drop off teddy bears at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. The drive runs through December 21st.
Illinois has more than $5 billion in unclaimed funds, and we are teaming up with the State Treasurer's Office to help match you with your money. So Wednesday, December 3rd, State Treasurer himself, Michael Frericks, will be here in our studio for our iCash Telethon. All you have to do is call in that day, and representatives will help you search for any unclaimed money or property in your name. So please tune in starting at 4 on our sister station, Fox 39. That's Wednesday of next week.
The young woman behind the Slender Man stabbing case over 10 years ago found after escaping custody.
When we return, we'll hear about what can be next for Morgan Geyser.
And coming up tonight at 6, officials are issuing a warning on toys that could be harmful for children. Some signs to watch out for when shopping this holiday season.
And if you're planning on doing any shopping here later in the week, just know it's going to be cold. Temperatures today we're in the 40s with a bit more fog and some drizzle. But we've got a big drop in those numbers expected just in time for Thanksgiving. A look at the chill and the wind, all coming up in the first warn forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Sports Director Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
The search is now over for Morgan Geyser, known for the horrific 2014 Slender Man stabbing case when she and a friend attacked a 12-year-old girl.
Geyser was on the run after escaping a group home in Wisconsin over the weekend. She was found and captured a day later here in Illinois. Melissa Adon has the details.
The 2014 Slender Man assailant is now back in custody after escaping a group home in Wisconsin Saturday night. Law enforcement more than 100 miles away in Illinois capturing Morgan Geyser, found at a truck stop 25 miles south of Chicago with another person who was charged with trespassing and obstructing identification before being released. Police in Illinois say Geyser originally gave them a false name before telling officers, "Just Google me."
She left, she cut off her bracelet, she fled to Illinois.
More than a decade ago, Geyser and a friend lured then 12-year-old Peyton Lutner into the woods and stabbed her 19 times to appease the fictional character Slender Man. Lutner survived the attack.
I'm sorry. Never meant this to happen.
Geyser was found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect and was sentenced to up to 40 years in a psychiatric institution. And in March, Geyser was transferred to a group home and ordered to wear a monitoring bracelet as part of her release.
It's extremely concerning that you would so blatantly violate a very, very simple condition, which is to stay in a placement and keep a bracelet on.
The Waukesha County District Attorney's Office calling for Geyser to be behind bars.
It will be up to Department of Health Services whether they file a petition to revoke her conditional release. We are certainly hopeful that they do proceed with that. We fully support it.
Peyton Leitner and her family said in a statement they were aware of the recent situation regarding Morgan Geyser, and they thanked the law enforcement entities involved in the efforts to apprehend Geyser. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We should expect a cold Thanksgiving Day this year.
Yeah, coming up, Candace lets us know if we could see any precipitation to go along with the cold. Our full forecast is coming up next.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, fog will become a little more of a concern as we go through the rest of tonight and into tomorrow morning. Visibility down. It's been holding pretty steady around 3 miles here in Rockford, 7 in DeKalb, 5 in Janesville, but under half a mile in Monroe and 2.5 mile visibility now out in Galena. And as we go through the evening, as an area of low pressure moves a little closer to us, we are likely going to see that fog kind of thicken up a bit here through tonight. So just kind of keep that in mind for the morning commute tomorrow. A live look with our SkyTrack camera here on the northeast end of Rockford does show some of those fog foggy conditions. Still able to see a little bit of a distance out in front of you, but again, with that drizzle and some light showers and some fog, I think visibility will continue to drop as we get a bit further here into tonight. We're starting to see a bit more coverage of some lighter rainfall on radar moving into northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. A lot of this is really coming down in the form of like a steady drizzle, but from time to time we'll get a few light showers kind of mixed in with that going through the night. Our temperatures, they're not going to move much. In fact, we stay in the 40s here, mid 40s for the better part of this evening going into tomorrow. So a much more mild start tomorrow morning as we're down to 44 degrees with the fog and drizzle and a few showers from time to time. Notice that light southerly wind. Our wind direction through the better part of the day on Tuesday will stay from the southwest. Temperatures are going to hold steady throughout the morning as we hang on to that fog, and some of that fog could last into the early afternoon. I don't think it's going to be until later in the afternoon that we get a push in temperatures when some of that fog and that cloud cover does begin to thin out. So that could bring us into the lower 50s for a time before our next cold front comes through. And with that cold front, we're going to get a drop in our temperatures there Tuesday into Wednesday. So let's plan this all out on Futurecast. We've got a few showers here from time to time. These will carry over into tomorrow morning. Most of the afternoon, a lot of this will be pushing out, but we might get a few additional showers as our next cold front comes in. You can see that kind of arcing there across southern Wisconsin into northern Illinois. Notice our wind shifting then behind that. So that second front comes in about 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. Colder air is going to be quick to move in behind that. So there's going to be a big drop in our temperatures once that front comes through. And with a little lingering moisture, we will likely see a few wind-whipped snow flurries there through the morning and then into the early afternoon. Not expecting any accumulation, but the bigger thing going into Wednesday going to be the chill and the wind. And then, of course, we've got a few flurries. That's kind of secondary there. Things will dry out for our Thursday, so we're dry for Thanksgiving, and we've got some sunshine. It's still breezy. Winds are still around 30 miles per hour, but it's going to be cold on Thursday. Let's look at our wind there as we head into early Wednesday morning. Notice it's starting to pick up there from the northwest. We've got gusts 40 to 45 miles per hour. That'll be consistent there through the morning and into the early afternoon. So it's going to be a rough day on Wednesday. It's going to be cold, it'll be blustery, and it'll be windy, and those winds are going to continue there. And as I mentioned, on Thursday, they won't be as strong, but we're still going to be dealing with a west and northwest wind right around 30 miles per hour. This is going to push our wind chill values down. When you wake up Wednesday morning, we are in the upper teens and low 20s, and we do not move much throughout the day. It is going to be a big shock to the system, especially after some of the nicer weather we've had as of late. Even though we haven't had much sunshine today, it's still relatively mild with those temperatures in the 40s. Notice our numbers then drop. These are our wind chill values as we head into Thursday morning. Thursday wind chills will be down in the low teens. Then we keep our eyes on our next system that is expected to move in for the weekend, watching the path of that low because that'll dictate what type of precipitation we will see. I think we've got some impacts coming for the weekend. It's just a matter of how warm or how cold we're going to get. So keeping that rain snow chance and our temperatures at least in those lower 30s.
Thank you, Candace.
Scott's next with sports. He'll tell us about a well-known Nick 10 football coach who's stepping down from his job.
And he'll tell us where we can watch the Bears game and watch the Packers game this coming holiday weekend.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
The head football coaching job at Boylan doesn't change hands often. Over the past 59 years, Boylan has had only 4 different head coaches. They're about to get another one, though. John Cacciatore has resigned. He's been the Titans head coach for the past 14 seasons. During that time, the Titans won 70% of their games. They also won or shared 5 Nick 10 championships. The most recent one was 3 years ago. This past season, the Titans won only 2 games. Declining enrollment at the school in recent years has taken a toll on the program. Cacciatore graduated from Boylan in 1992. He was a fullback on the football team. He began coaching at Boylan in the lower levels in 1997. The search for a new head coach at Boylan is already underway. The Bears and Packers have a short turnaround this week. The Packers play Thursday against the Lions, the Bears on Friday against the Eagles. And the Bears are on a 4-game winning streak despite their injury issues on defense. And yesterday in the win against the Steelers, the Bears rediscovered DJ Moore. He had 5 catches, 2 for touchdowns. We'll see if that was a one-time thing or if Caleb and Ben Johnson start to go to him more from here on out.
It felt good. I mean, it's always feel good to touch the box. So, and especially twice, it felt amazing. Practice the same, did everything the same, and I just was open more. And that's where the ball went, and I'm glad I caught the ball.
It was good to see that. It was good to get him in the end zone a couple of times. I know he's been wanting that, and so we're excited for it. And we got to keep growing that and keep building on that.
And the Packers rode their defense and running game to a win yesterday against the Vikings. They will need those two components to be clicking again Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. The passing game isn't nearly as efficient since Tucker Kraft went down with his injury. Packers already 1-0 against the Lions this season. They won the season opener against them 27-13. Well, we're all going to want to hunker down and watch some sports over the upcoming holiday weekend. These are the three big games that stand out locally. On Thanksgiving Day, the Packers take on the Lions at noon. You can see that on Fox 39. On Friday at 11:30 a.m., the Illini basketball team battles UConn. You can see that on Fox 39. Friday at 2 o'clock, the Bears take on the Eagles. That's being streamed on Prime Video. Fox 32 in Chicago is allowed to show that game, but that is not a Fox Network game. Other Fox stations, including Fox 39 here in Rockford, are not allowed to show it. Prime Video wants you to use a Prime Video subscription, or you can stream it for free on your Amazon account if you have one. On Monday Night Football tonight, Panthers take on the 49ers. For the past several weeks, ABC and WTVO have also brought you Monday Night Football, but tonight's game is only being shown on ESPN. That's sports. We'll be right back.
It feels like the holidays when you're talking about flurries and mixed precipitation.
Yeah,
And it was kind of dreary today.
It was, yeah, and it's going to be feeling drearier tomorrow too, I should say. We've got some fog and drizzle that'll stick around, and yeah, big pattern change. So a lot of colder air coming in here for the end of the week. That'll drop our temperatures down, and we'll keep an eye on that system. We actually might get a little more active here as we get into December, and it's very well possible at least the first half of December could actually end up on the colder side of things. So that's something to keep an eye on here over the next few weeks. 54 tomorrow. Cold front comes in. We see a few wind whip flurries on Wednesday.
Thank you, Candace.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you at 6.